Oh, we are back. OTT, I've been hearing that we had some unbelievable camera work this morning, yet nobody was mic'd up. I am Harry Haviland. I am back with you. I had to fly back quickly. I was shooting off to Hawaii for this conference. I heard that you guys missed me this morning. I'm back. I turned that jet around. We are kicking it back at the Edge Ice Arena. Take it on Locomotive. It's Friday night action on the ice. Your Warriors having a big win this morning. I didn't have Wi-Fi over the Pacific, but I heard that they had an unbelievable game. 5-1 was that final score. We're sitting 1-1 in this tournament so far. Lafayette, Locomotive coming down to Edge Ice Arena. It's the third game of the Foothills Fright Fest tournament. OTT Sports Network here with you for it live. We've taken on this team twice already, beating them once in regular season, lost at the DU tournament. We'll see what the Warriors can come up with right now. I'm not sure of the rosters, I'm not sure of anything. I literally landed at the airport, jumped in a helicopter, said, hey, throw it on the OTT tab, get me to Edge Ice Arena. I am here right now, gonna try and get her set, see if anybody's missing, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. Got tomorrow off, so all these kids are gonna be looking at sleeping in and resting. Excellent camera work, back by request. Diana's running the camera again. She still refused to put a mic on, but apparently that's okay with her. She's nodding her way in at the camera work. DeVos, Fredette, and Haviland looking like they're gonna start this one. Captain and Grimberg on the point. DJ Kane scraping up the snow in his blue paint in front of him. He's ready to go tonight. I heard there was a sickness floating amongst this team, but the IV doctors were in the medical training room here for the Warriors before the game, and they're ready. A puck's dropped, Locomotive push it forward. DeVos has a different idea for that one as he steals it away. Taking his way in deep up against the boards and knocked down. DeVos still fighting from the ground for Det now behind the net. Centering pass through the skates of Haviland all the way out down the far end. Grimberg wheeling back into his own side of the ice. Loses that puck, Lafayette in front. Oh! Taking a swipe at it after Kane held on. He's got a couple of words for that forward, but a break there for the Warriors as Kane was sharp. Claire just playing center. I heard he played center this morning. I have not had any time to go through game tape. That one sneaks all the way through off the pad of Kane into the corner. Can't stick on his way out is McGowan. That one goes through the front of the net. To the far side, he's out there with Van Winkle on defense right now as they try and battle it out of there. Just forcing him out to the point. It sneaks past him. Tries to fake the player out with a stick tap. Lafayette sends it right back into the offensive zone. They keep it inside the blue line. Spinning, shooting, turning, Van Winkle blocking. Picked up and then taken away by McGowan. Gets that over to Blanchard, who's wheeling his way through center ice. Blanchard loses it at the blue line. It's going to be offside, but they keep it out of the blue line. Check back up, and Blanchard and Claire just put their forecheck game on. To the blue by McGowan, sending that one just a little bit wide. Held into the point. Claire just another shot in front of the net by the Locomotive, out to the point. McGowan shot, blocker down. Off the boards, Van Winkle trying to pinch in there. He does a good work on that. He's up against three players in yellow. Blanchard behind the net, decides to spin back, still has it. Back again. Blanchard on his forehand, all the way out to the blue line. McGowan handles that one cleanly, gets a shot off. It's deflected in front, comes down to the goalie's pad. And Lafayette has a chance to slow this play down as they look to try and break it out the right wing. Putting the pressure on. Claire just can't keep it in, but as we're down to 11:53 left to go here, only a couple minutes ticked off the clock, but it seems like a lot of action's happened so far. Claire just pushing his way deep into the corner. Centering pass off the goalie's stick. Kolcheski in, fires one right onto the Locomotive logo on the chest. He hangs on, and we are definitely underway. Your Warriors looking like they're continuing their stellar efforts from this morning that I have not had a chance to see, but have been told so much about. Keeping it in there, Popovic, Foster And Medeo. Melchevsky out on D. Backhand pass, Popovic tips it ahead. Trying to find his way through. Still at the blue line, they keep it onside. Devin Foster ahead, Medeo, Popovic, and Foster all on the one side. Lafayette cleans it over to the far end. They chase. Passing across the ice, tip behind him, Nick Foster after it, breaking it up, and then Lafayette kicks it in. It's not offside. You want to stand back here? You're welcome to stand behind the camera. I'm pacing around back here. Diane doesn't know where to stand. She's used to running the camera with nobody pacing and chatting in her ear the whole time. Up, not out. It does get out. Medeo on top of it, pokes it ahead. Stuck away by the goalie, but it's still deep in the zone. They ring it around the boards. Locomotive trying to get it out. Again, DeVos that one in. He's bumping and grinding up against the blue line. Grimberg keeping it in with a backhand away, and then right back to Fredette, who comes in. Eli Fredette skating in, backhand in front. Fredette still has it, tries to tuck it in. Goalie had his toe up against the post, keeping that one outside. Brandon Captain in deep. Fredette. Weaving, bobbing, shaking, moving. Fredette still has it. DeVos, Haviland with him. Back to Haviland. Couldn't get that one off his toe. Now he's pressured into going into the corner and playing a physical game. DeVos in there with him. He's getting pushed up against the boards. Fredette over to join the party. Back to DeVos. Can't get it through the player. He's looking for Haviland in deep. To the blue line. And out. The captain keeps that one at center ice. Haviland in, backhand across. Is going to chase that one. Making the Locomotive players skate in behind. Haviland taking it away. Centering pass picked up. Back to Haviland in front. Haviland still has it behind the net. Looking in front, back out to the point to Grimberg. He fends and misses on the shot. Now Grimberg's got to get back in defensive action as he's chasing it back 2-on-1. The other way, Captain leaving the shot to the goalie, and it goes up over the shoulder and in behind Kane. Simple misplay at the blue line turns into a 2-on-1 and now a 1-0 game with 8:57 left to go here in the first period. It's been all Warriors, and an unlucky one sneaks in. Nice, Paulin, and Blanchard back out. Van Winkle feeding that one up to Nice. They get a 2-on-2 opportunity. Nice gets the shot and sends it wide. Blanchard off the boards. Bouncing around to McGowan, can't keep it in. Nice is back to pick that up at center ice. Sends it in, but they wave it offside because the back ref wasn't watching, or wave it non-icing, I should say. Nice trying to work out of the corner. Van Winkle holding it in. Powering his way across the blue line. That one goes up and in. I don't know if he got a piece of it. Paulin was in front of the net, but just like that, they tie it back up. It's 1-1. Cross the blue line, put it to the net. Paulin might have got a piece of it. I'm going to have to wait and see. I think he did. It doesn't matter. We're all tied back up. Nice to Paulin. Did Paulin tip it, though? Paulin tipped it. Nice with the play. Paulin tips it. Who cares? It's all in there. We'll have to look at the score sheet after. I don't think these players are even worried about that. They just want to win. They're a team, and we are with them. OTT across the globe here on a Friday night at Edge Ice Arena. Shot goes in, picked up by Locomotive behind their net. Trying to circle this and break it out, making a pass through. Broken up and kept into the blue line by McGowan. He's still battling Graham McGowan as they get back on side. Dumps it in. Stripped away by the Locomotive squad. They circle behind their twine as they're looking to break it back out the same end. Denied again by Blanchard. And then by Van Wink. And then they just desperately dump it out of their zone. Picked up by McGowan inside his own blue line. Quickly turning it back into center ice. Locomotive coming in 1-on-3. Taken down. Van Winkle now behind his own net. Van Winkle looking for some room. Going to go for a skate with this one. Harvard Van Winkle winding up through center ice. Coming across the blue line. Pass over to Blanchard. He's tangled up in front with a couple of players Sneaks it over to Devin Foster behind the net. That one stripped before he could put it up top. Oh, out for the stretch pass. Coming in. Loco to the slot. Trying to get a shot off, man wide open in front. Kolcheski finds him tying up. And Blanchard has him. Oh, says he touches it as Popovic chases it down deep, just being missed on a stretch pass. Sending that one just high and wide. Foster looking for another attempt after that great rip. Backhands it to center. It's at the top of the circles. Kept in by Popovic, they say it is. But then the Locomotive quickly turn it back outside the blue line. Inside the blue line, Nick Foster. Pass up to Popovic. He's got some room to skate with it. Feeds it ahead of Medeo, who it's tapped past and banged up against the boards in front of the scorekeeper's bench. Stick handling his way through as Medeo leaves it there for DeVos, feeding it up to Popovic across the blue line and turned back around by Loco. Back and forth through the neutral zone. Finally, Loco gets control of it inside the offensive zone. They try and slow this down. They feed it all the way back out, having to clear the zone now. Foster to Kolcheski. Backhand up. Goes through. It's tapped down by Locomotive as Haviland goes in the corner after it. He's in there with DeVos. They feed it around the two of them out to the blue line and clear the zone. 5:34 left to go here. 1-1 hockey game in this first period. Captain can't clear the zone. Grimberg making his attempt at it. Haviland up against the boards, goes through his skates. Another shot off the side of the post as Kane was coming over to save that one. Out, and DeVos has some room. Voss coming in, takes that shot, looking to the far top corner. Haviland back out to Captain. Shot comes in, blocked in front. Fredette trying to swing this around. He's got it on his backhand, sending it towards the center. Doesn't get all the way through to DeVos, but not giving up on that play is Fredette. He breaks it up, and then Loco sneaks out, goes around Captain. Now they got a 2-on-1. Centering pass out of the reach of the streaking Lafayette player. Captain to Fredette, slowing it down to Haviland at center ice. Takes a swipe at it, then just backhands it in as he was tired. With 4:38 left to go here. Back and forth hockey. Locomotive and the Warriors going at each other. They're just taking this man down. McGowan into the corner. Bodying up against the boards, still loose. And out! Oh, Kane coming up big. Fighting against the side of the net. It's going to Claire just coming through center ice with Paulin. 2-on-2. Claire just stick handling through, takes a shot. Oh, goalie makes a save. Pine banks off the glass, not the mesh. Still in play is Lafayette. Long time here without a whistle. My throat is getting dry. Gonna have to maybe take a break in between because you guys don't pay me enough to not stop talking. Ah, that was refreshing. Back on the air, Harry Haviland still here with you. As Lafayette's a shot, and they were wide open on that one. Kane went one way. Puck came through the other way. It's now a 2-1 hockey game with 3:43 left to go here. And I'll take blame for that as I stopped talking, took a sip, and the Warriors are now trailing. One back to Kolcheski. Kolcheski now slowing this one down. Feeds it up to Blanchard on the far side. Brady can't slow that puck down. Lafayette controls. Coming out of their zone, spinning at center ice, working their way in 2-on-2 with Blanchard on the back check. He comes back properly on that back check, taking it away. Now stick handles his way through. And out, Blanchard with some blades, pushing his way into the right corner. Pinned up against the boards with two Locomotive players. Back out to the corner, Locomotive breaking out. Kolcheski doing a good job stepping inside that blue line before he spun too far backwards. The far side, Kalergis out to as he tips it in on his backhand. Whistled down offside with 2:56 left to go here. First period action on the OTT Sports Network. Friday night at the Edge. Cannonberg and Blanchard still out there with Pollen on forward. That it's up by Locomotive, stick handling their way in. Kane went to poke that one away, jumps off his blade, keeps it in his glove, and the whistle's blown. Defensive zone draw here for your Warriors. It's going to be Devin Foster on the ice to take this face-off. It's one back to the point by Lafayette. Pressure at the point and then taken away by Foster. They got 3-on-2 here. Feeding it across, tipped out, and getting it ahead of the play there was Popovic. They got a little bit excited there when they saw the 3-on-2 opportunity. Trying to keep my head in this game for you. It's been a long day for me. But I am happy to be back here and not at that work stuff I was having to do earlier. You know, just hanging out at a curling rink and all the barbecue and the great people. Popovic can't go all the way in, still fighting. He gets hung up and flipped over. No penalty for the arm drag on that one. Greg the Hammer Valentine would have been very impressed. Cleared out, Popovic right back on it. Over to Captain. Turning, tipped inside the red line. Absolutely tipped as I said it, but they're going to whistle down icing anyways. They said, hey, Harry, if you're not going to be here for both games, don't try and chirp me on the second one. You got to be here all day long like these refs. The refs, I think, are making $200, $300 a game, something like that. Not a bad living for reffing Bantam hockey. Almost as good as the OTT pays me. Out to the blue line, Lafayette keeping this one. We're under 2 minutes left to go here in the first period. Lafayette is leading 2-1, but the best part about it, deflected in front. Kane came up quick. Best part about it, as I was saying with the Lafayette 2 goals, is that they're not running the clock, so we haven't had to hear that stupid goal horn. Kane sticking that one away. Captain off the boards, Medeo unable to get it out. Devin Foster after it in the corner, still $1:30 left to go. And Devin and Popovic coming through. Over to Pop, lost in his skates. Drop there as their lineys change up. Fresh legs on the ice for the Warriors as the Locomotive turn it back in across the blue line. Nope, they decide to get set up a little bit better first. Locomotive still working their way in. Popovic's going in the corner. Out by DeVos. DeVos with McGowan. Justin over to McGowan, takes block. He was looking for the far side that was a little bit open. It's taken down by Lafayette before it gets there. Now Van Winkle back in a foot race, being pushed down, but gives him a little bit of a burst of speed as he goes down behind the net. Out, taken away. Bredette, DeVos. Whistle offside. "25 seconds left for the Warriors to make one last push here in this dying seconds of the first period. They're trailing by 1, 2-1 to be exact. Keeping hanging on to that one, dancing around a couple players. Lafayette passing into the slot, breaking it up. The Warriors up the boards to Fredette, gets it out. Down here, and the buzzer's going to sound to end this period as he comes in across the blue line. They sound the buzzer. They go back to their bench, trailing 2-1. Warriors with some opportunities missed and some opportunities to learn from in that one, as they got 14 minutes left on the clock before the next 14 minutes is put up there. Lots of hockey left to go is what I'm trying to say, as they are climbing back out of a 2-1 deficit. This is definitely faster paced than the curling I've been used to all behind the play. Getting myself caught up. Watching some game tape here. The truck's feeding it to me on the monitors. I am very impressed with the way they've been playing here, or the way they were playing there this morning. We're going to find a little bit more of that action as we continue on through this one on what is none other than National Kangaroo Awareness Day. I'm telling you what, If there is something we need to be aware of here in the United States, it's not politics, it's not the best barbecue, it is kangaroos. If we can't control the kangaroos and save them here in the United States, where are they going to do it? Right now, do your part. It's National Kangaroo Awareness Day. Get out there and enjoy it. Second period action coming at you now. OTT Sports Network, Edge Ice Arena, right here in, where are we? Littleton, Colorado? Ken Carroll, Littleton, we'll call it, it's all the same. One suburb, one exit, one highway, and one state. We are all ready to go. Harry Haviland a little bit delirious on the mic, but doing my best to keep the action to you live. So is DeVos. He works his way in, gets a shot off, blocked down for net with the backhand. They stick that one away, or that one's kicked away and then stuck up into the mesh. DeVos to the point. Held in there by Kolcheski to Haviland, flipping it around, can't fight his way into the corner, getting his caught up, trying to lift it. Going around here and now out. Lafayette working their way through, keeping that onside, shot into the glove of Kane. He can't close it in time, but Nick Foster is back there to pick that one up. To the blue line and out, through DeVos. He tips that one back to Kolcheski, feeding it up to Fredette. He has Haviland with him. Just on the blade of both players at the same time, the wrong angle, and Lafayette gains control. Locomotive behind the net, can't center it. Good defensive effort. And Foster back in. Foster and Kolcheski fighting, taken away by Neese in front. Back to Nick Foster, stuck down, and Kyler Neese picking it up inside his blue line. Coming up with some speed. Neese waiting for it, or wasn't ready for it. He changes up as Kyler Neese continues to put the offensive pressure on. In the forecheck there, waiting for his players to catch up with him. It comes back out to Blanchard, dumping that back over to Captain. It's again Medeo Paulin, towards the net. Neese shoots that one into the awaiting glove of the Lafayette Tendy. 12:26 left to go. We're still at a 2-1 game here. Lafayette leading your Warriors in the second period. Getting calls from the fans that want Diane mic'd up. She just shakes her head, says absolutely not. I'm just going to watch these Warriors fight for it in deep. Taken away by Lafayette. Skating through center, back check by Blanchard. McGowan falls down, or Captain falls down. Center to Kane. They look for a loose puck. He hangs onto it. A couple of pokes and out. That's going to be a face-off deep in the Warriors' zone. Over the left shoulder of Captain. Captain is the one was skating in front of Kane. When I said there's a lot of K names on this team. K, you get it? K? Shot deflected in front, down on top of Kane. He loses his stick, but he gets up, and he's going to decide to play without his stick. It might be broken. Captain up to Popovic, working his way inside the blue line. Kane gets his stick back. It's not broken. Go up there for a minute. He gets it back, working their way in. Whoa! Kane stretches across the crease, keep a leg on that and keeping it out of the net. Spin it in behind. He's lost his stick again. That stick did a job on the side of the crease, keeping that one from going in. It comes across the blue line now. Medeo, and Foster and Popovic still out there trying to offensive zone. They end up back in. Foster laying his man up against the boards. Medeo in deep, out to the blue line. Lafayette still controlling. Can't get it out. Over to the far side now. It goes past Popovic, but it's clear. Right back in by Lafayette. Foster, Popovic. They waved that one off. Got lucky on it. The Lafayette goaltender holds it up as Medeo was looking for it. Backhanded out, and a quick breakout here by the Loco as they send it through center ice. Tipping it up ahead of themselves. Stepping into it was Van Winkle. Back to McGowan, not clear. Fredette at the blue line. Giving it to Haviland. He's got some room here with Fredette on the other side. Haviland with the toe drag around, shot, pass save, Fredette! Couldn't handle the rebound, it was in his skates as he was looking for it. Not Fredette, that was DeVos, sorry. Fredette out there with him. Working their way to get back onside. All the way across to DeVos. In deep, chasing it is Haviland. Fredette with them. Leaving that one, Haviland on the backhand with Fredette. Keeping it in far. Lafayette the other way, DeVos is there to meet him behind the net. They kick it out to the far boards, look at them. They get nervous and send it all the way down. A couple of opportunities there that the Warriors would love to have another shot at, and they will get just that with 9:40 left to go here. Second period action. Harry Haviland with you. Friday night in Colorado. Haviland with the tip off the Van Winkle shot, sends it wide and controlled to the blue line, and Haviland dumps it back in. DeVos looking to eye him up. Fredette moves the other way, gets a stick on that angle shot that's kicked off the paddle of the goalie to the far side of the ice. Now working their way through center ice, 3-on-2. Coming back on the back check, sticks, swinging. McGowan sent it into the corner. Graham McGowan, good work to get that one out. Clergus is up ahead. Fredette gets it to him, controlled. He was just on the wrong side of the blue. Good look and good thinking, good placement, good night. I am done with what my brain is trying to do. I can't be yet. We're not even halfway through this game. We got all day off tomorrow. We got to sleep in. Come on. Claire's just chatting with the ref and saying, so you mean my feet have to be on the other side of the blue line? Okay, that makes sense. I learned that in Maize. Yeah. Good job, ref. High five, bud. Paulin working his way across with Clergus. Can't muscle his way through. Losing the puck, but then gets it off his skates. Just sneaks across the blue line. Kolchevsky waiting for it there. Paulin gets back on side, and Clergus kicks it into the corner. On the right side of the goal line for the Warriors. Paulin pushed off the puck. Blanchard taking a swipe at it, but the Warriors coming out. The Loco coming out against the Warriors. Centering pass, good job by Nick Foster. That one doesn't get to the front. Brady has an opportunity here, skating out. Blanchard coming up. Taking this one wide, Paulin going towards the net. Blanchard still has it on his backhand. Blanchard switches to the forehand, muscling his and back out to the point. Kolchevsky, shot in front, paddle save by the goaltender. Back out to Nick Foster. Flipping that one in. Guts all the way through to the goalie. He decides to use the other pad to kick that one to the left side of the rink. And the Locomotive come back out through center. Don't get far as Van Winkle ties him up. And then Nick Foster has to go in front of the net to make sure that pass doesn't come through. Tip down, they take a swing and a miss. Pad saved by Kane into the corner. Joey Kolchevsky going after it. Clearing the blue line with Clergus just putting on pressure in neutral ice. Off the stick of Paulin, he avoids the collision with Clergus. And a puck is sent in deep. 7:30 left to go. It's still a 2-1 lead here for the Locomotive as Paulin's battling in behind the Loco net. Keaton Paulin taking the player down. Tries to turn on that. Another Locomotive player steps into the play. Now he's forced onto the back check as it's going 4-on-2, 4-on-3 the other way. In front off the back leg of the player streaking towards the net. It hangs on. DJ Kane keeping this a 2-1 game. 7:03 left to go now. Second period action coming your way across the globe. Oh, first period you gotta go to edit properties. First, backspace, 2ND. Done. There we go. It's now the 2-end period as Mateo comes in, takes a shot, goalie. Mateo going after. Oh, they're doing a little bit of pushing and shoving. What do we do now? Oh, 2ND. Yeah, I was supposed to fix that a couple of days ago. I apologize. Again, if you guys would send in more money to the OTT, they could afford to pay me. I wouldn't have to do this real job that I have. I mean, I enjoy flying around the private jets and all that, but they don't pay my mortgage.
Do you have a GoFundMe link?
No GoFundMe link. I just take Venmo direct. I don't like to worry about the taxes and the government knowing about the money I take in. That one goes past Grimberg, but they're gonna wave off icing as he could have tagged up on it. Trying to feed Foster on a breakout was Popovic, but then cleared out to center ice, chasing it down, but after it, Foster on the other side. Foster and Popovic coming across the blue line, caught him just off. Madeo racing at the top of the circle, slows it down, takes a shot, tipped it, couldn't get it on his blade just in time. Looking at center as Madeo was breaking in there, Foster still controlling behind, out to the blue line. Nick Foster with the shot in, it's blocked. Devin Foster beating it back out to Nick at the blue line again. Cross the Captain. Brandon feeling the pressure, sends it back in. Good job here on the off players. Madeo going hard against the boards. Keeping it in here on the forecheck with 5:36 left to go. This line was flying this morning. They're continuing to do the same here this evening. Passed and out. Still Warriors, making that D-to-D pass. A little tip and back onto the stick of Cap. Brandon Captain working in. Gets tangled up and hauled down. Off the boards, out to the point. Kolcheski tip in. Captain was still there. He took an extra swipe at it, sending it wide. Held in at the blue line by Nice. Haviland going after it. Bringing it up to Nice. Nice with the shot. Backhand attempt again for net. Haviland in front with another shot. Puck is still loose for net after it. Nice out to the point. McGowan steps in. He gets stepped around. Now it's a 2-on-1 the other way against Van Winkle. Haviland on the back check. They make the pass across. And they go offside? Oh my. Lucky break for the Warriors on that one. 2-on-1 after a fury in front of the Lafayette goaltender. 4-4 is what the clock says. 2-1 is still what the scoreboard is reading. Warriors trying to battle their way back here in the second period at Edge Ice Arena. Nick Foster up the far side of Fredette trying to dance around. Backhanded all the way in by Nice. Eli Fredette going after it. Great pressure there by Fredette. Working hard against the boards against two players from Lafayette. Fredette down on one knee, still fighting. Gets it. Eli Fredette, unbelievable. Trying to center that one. Loose in front. Through the crease and into the corner. Haviland loses it in his skates, trying to avoid the hit and then take it away by Lafayette. Loco still looking to get this one out. Warriors retreat into center ice. Locomotive build up the speed as the Warriors change. Loco come paddle save there by Kane. Centering attempt again, back to Haviland. Beating it up off the backhand of Poland as he goes in. Poland, Kalergis. Out to center. Golchevsky. Into the blue line around Kalergis. Up to center ice. Kalergis back on it. Had enough momentum going the other way. He couldn't swing back forward. Loco come in, broken up by Kolcheski. In behind Poland and out to Kalergis. Haviland still out there at the end of a long shift. Kalergis trying to work his way through, gets stood up, still muscling his way towards the front of the net, but too many yellow jerseys to contend with as they come back through center ice. Dump it up, bring it up. Poland has Blanchard in front of him, has Kalergis in front, and then Tim Blanchard. If you can hear that screaming, that may or may not be the mother of the player who was in front of the net and had all the time in the world, and the goalie saved it. But I'm not calling anybody out on that scream. We'll never know who it was. Oh, Kalergis at center, still out there with Blanchard and Pollard. Lafayette with 2:47 left to go here in the second, trying to get it out of their own end. They do. Grimberg back into his blue line to get it. Dumps it to center. Past one player, but not past two. That's onside on favor Warriors, as it's a long change second period, and that bench is well inside the blue line. Oh. Collareges, Blanchard, and Poland still out there. To Poland from the corner, puck bangle shot to the blue line. Captain sends one in off a couple of skates over to the corner for Collareges. Trying to center, Poland going after it. Blanchard still in front. Now he goes in off of his shin pad. Blanchard out of the corner, stick handling, back out to Collareges. Shot deflected high into the mesh and whistled down. Warriors with the pressure late here in the second period. The question is, can they convert? The answer is yes. The second question is when. The second answer is, I don't know. But they're going to keep trying here as this period comes winding down to the last couple of minutes. There's still another period left to go, but it would be really nice to be playing that one at least tied or in the lead. Foster looking to do just that. Devin behind the net. Taking it back to his backhand, circling around. Dropping that for Popovic. They get it. Up and out is Lafayette. Coming in on Van Winkle and McGowan. Van Winkle taking that away at the blue line. Pushing hard, Van Winkle still the blue line, clearing that out. Great defensive effort there by Harper. McGowan forced his way into the offensive zone. It's picked up by Loco. They turn, taken away there by Popovic in deep. Centering pass, intercepted by Loco. Lafayette off the boards. McGowan pinching, keeping it in. Line. Awesome work. G-Money McGowan across the blue line on his backhand, taking this wide. Kicking it in deep, Foster and Popovic chasing it down. Medeo in with them. Medeo going down, but breaking the play up along the way. Back to Medeo coming out to McGowan at the blue line. Shooting it into the pass. Around and Nice trying to get it to Medeo. It was behind him. He was looking for it towards the net. 44 seconds left. Go. Second period action. Fast and furious here at the Edge Ice Arena. Desperate clear. Does clear the blue line. Now it's 3-on-2. Awesome work there. Van Winkle back into it. McGowan getting it caught up in his skate. Go with the pressure. Now turn around the other way. Coming through center ice, Van Winkle on his backhand towards the front of the net. Hangs onto this one. Taking it wide. Got a couple players in the slot. Set his stick tied up as he tried to one-time that towards the net. Haviland in behind him. He kicks it to the front. Tap. On the goalie's pad. He hangs on. Under a second left to play. If they check the clock, they'll wind that back up to 1.2, but they're not going to do that, and they're going to keep it at 0.8 left to play. Second period. The Warriors fans standing on their feet as Haviland's looking to hammer this towards. A little bit of a delayed reaction as the buzzer sounds. Warriors all over it there at the end of the second period, but unfortunately still trailing 2-1 as they head to the bench to talk to their coach. Here with one of the coaches who's going to give me some inside information. I'll be back in a second. My apologies. I will get to what happened there, but coming in on a breakaway and oh! Haviland with the opportunity, trying to get it back out to the point now. Kolchevsky shooting in. Oh, just bouncing over the stick of Nice. Nice takes it back to Fredette in front under the goalie's glove. A couple of offers start this period. I was 40 seconds late, but I'm going to tell you what. We're going to keep it G14 classified of what that coach said. Did tell me they've got a secret play up their sleeves. Do not leave your screens. Whether you're hang gliding through the Nicaraguan jungle or doing those triple backflips across the Sahara, I'm telling you what, stay glued to your screen. It's going to happen here in the third period. I just about ate my words there, but that's not the super secret plan. Lafayette now with the pressure in the offensive zone. Captain pushing him behind the net. Centering pass, a couple of loose players in front. Kolchevsky tying up the players. Oh no, that was Grimberg, sorry. I saw the 3, not the 7. Blanchard with Kalergis. Blanchard in, drops for Kalergis at the blue line. Fires that in off the stick of the goaltender up into the mesh, back down onto the ice, and that's going to be another whistle. 12:39 left of action at the edge. What's going on, Eddie? Good, man. Your Warriors trailing 2-1. Trying to get their game back on track out to the blue line. Shot, Captain, puck is loose in front. Kalergis can't find it. The goalie can't either, but it's scooped up by the Loco players. Locomotive walking their way through center ice. They keep that one onside. Go through, but not through the skates of Grimberg. Grimberg up against the boards. Kalergis after it now. He's got it on his tape out to Paulin. Keaton, Paulin's got Blanchard up ahead of him. Paulin continues to carry that one. Blanchard steps offside, and you all know what that means. Yes, you've been watching long enough. That's an offside. It's going to come outside the blue line for a face-off. And the Warriors now have 12 minutes and 8 seconds left to go to try and at least tie this one up. A big win this morning, a big win tonight, and a big win on Sunday morning could put them right back in the finals against that team they played so great defensively against. I know they would like some offensive redemption against Foothills. A lot left to go between then. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's finish this one up first. Loco in, shot, Kane saved. Popovic up to McGowan. Skating around, McGowan going in deep, icing wave Dobbs that to center ice, not being able to glove it down. It was high through the crease. Locomotive circling back behind their own net. Looking for a way to break this out. Loco off the back of their net, going around through Popovic's stick, and then out of the zone. Loco skating through center ice on the back check is Popovic as he's coming in 1-on-3. Has another player going towards the net. Swinging around behind the boards as Van Winkle's going to be the first one to get there. Harper Van Winkle up to Noah Popovic, looking to thread the needle. Can't get it through, but they still control. McGowan with the shot, sending it just way up in the corner. He's got a couple of players in front. Can't find him, and it goes all the way down the ice. Van Winkle chasing it hard. Of course, icing his ways off as it was the Warriors player that sent it in that direction. Van Winkle tied up, still caught, and then he just at least feeds it outside the blue line so the Warriors get a chance to get set back up. DeVos putting on the pressure, stolen away by Haviland. He comes in. Haviland takes a shot. Puck is loose for net with the rebound. Another save. DeVos looking for the second rebound, picked up by the Lafayette Locomotive. Loco looking to break this out the left wing of their zone. They do that right up by DeVos. Stick handles his way around. No trip on that call as the stick gets tangled up in his feet. Coming out the other side for Nick Foster to look it down. Haviland on the back check breaks that one up. The lowered on it. Centering pass tipped away by Nick Foster. Cleaned up at the point, picked up by Haviland. Kai Haviland coming across center ice, gains the blue line. Can't get the shot off as he fans on one into the tip by Nick Foster up into the Locomotive bench. Sending this one to a halt with 9:55 left to go in the third period. Your Warriors still trailing 2-1, but looking to get back up to tie. super secret plan is still in the works, folks. I talked about it. Just keep your eyes glued to the screen. It's going to happen. Ref having a conversation saying, hey, I love the way your guys' jerseys match here. Let's keep this up. You guys did a great the game and the socks and the jerseys and the pants. I love the way you guys are looking out here. But we got some hockey to play, so right back to the action. Pollin's going to look after this one in the neutral zone, goes above him, but Claire just collects on his backhand. Flipping out to center ice. That's offside, just barely, but the Warriors will take it. Another face-off just outside their zone.
Was it?
It was definitely.
But if the camera's not on it?
If the camera's not on it, we don't know. Were you talking about their outfits or the offside? Outfits are on point. As Foster sends this one out to the point. And up to Pollin, just out of his reach. He's chasing it down, Butchard in with him. Forcing it into the corner, sending him back behind the net. To the wing, breaking out, but not the way. To the blue line, Kalair just can't muscle his way through that one. Oh, great job by Kolcheski. That one goes into the glove, but bounced loose. Lafayette, the first one's to it. Nick Foster stepping in from the blue line. Brady Blanchard on the back check right inside his own zone. Taking that play away, but Kolcheski's forced now to turn the corner out to the stick of Foster. Nick Foster up to Blanchard. 2-on-2 opportunity. Blanchard and Pollin skating across. Brady with the stick handle through. Loses on his backhand in the slot. Get up to the point. They call it kept in. I don't know. I'd like to see the replay on that one, but everybody else in the stands is against me. They say it was offside. Oh. Captain hard in. Popovic picking it up. Can't deepers. Swinging at it is Foster, keeping it in deep. Him and Popovic are continuing to chase. Medeo lurking high as he goes to the far side, breaking it up. Back over to Foster. Devin Foster skating in. Shot, pad, save, and covered up by the Lafayette goaltender.
Keep saving the shots.
We don't know why. I mean, it's rude. It is very, that is the rudest goaltender I've ever seen. He keeps saving the shots. I mean, once in a while, you just got to give him one. Put an official complaint in. That goaltender is rude. Medeo in behind. Popovic has some time, centers it. Only player home is Lafayette. Now Foster's on the back check. Foster's in the play now. He's tangled up against the boards, and Devin Foster comes out with it. Trying to sneak it, still has it. Popovic comes over and gets it. Centering. Lafayette. Oh, the clock's not running. Oh, it is now. That's what I'm like. The Lafayette parents are yelling about something, and it is clock. And yes, I would be yelling too if I was in their position. The Warriors are right now, though. 8:13 left to go. Third period coming at you. Live here at the Edge. OTT Sports Network. Harry Haviland with you for this Friday night. Nice controlling off his own draw. Up to Fredette. He's got Haviland with him. Fredette's going to skate this one down. Looking to go wide and get that. Goes down into the corner. Picked up by Locomotive. Haviland behind the net. Pinching up against the boards. Can't take on the two players. Fredette's going to help him out. Takes that one on his backhand. Springs back to the forehand. Fredette drop for Haviland. In behind. Centering pass. Couldn't sneak it through to Nice as he had the players sucked in, but their blades got in the way. Nice couldn't take it down in the high slot, and Lafayette comes in. They get on the right side of the blue line, send this one deep. Haviland's the first one back to it, doesn't get enough muscle on it, and now McGowan's forcing him to the far side. McGowan can't handle it. Haviland tips it out. At least it's clear to the blue line. Lafayette's getting reset in their own end. Back to Van Winkle comes across, shoots that one, and just missing an airplane that was flying up over the arena. We're going to whistle that one down and have a face-off inside the Lafayette Locomotive zone with 7:10 left to go here in this third period. Not in. Oh yeah, because it wasn't tipped. That one's got to come out. You can't hit airplanes inside the zone without the face-off coming out. Kolcheski kicks it right back in with DeVos chasing. Blanchard past him on the boards, out to the blue line, and Loco still after it. Good job there, Kolcheski again, taking it down up to the stick of Pollen. Across the far side with Nick Foster, getting caught up in the snow there, the dirty ice. To Blanchard. Blanchard stops up, and that's offside as he tried to drag it back in, but Pollen was ahead of the play with the dangle at the blue line. Not quite nervous yet, but I'd like to see another goal or two here by the Warriors with 6:38 left to go in the third. Oh, he didn't change it from the two-end. They'd rather see the play than the period. Just a next whistle will get that taken care of. Lafayette across center ice, coming in on Kolcheski, pushing him wide. Centering pass goes all the way to the far side. Blanchard and Foster go into the corner. Nick Foster stick tangled up there, some skate action as well. Around Pascal, past whoever that was. It confused even the greatest of commentators there, but kicked to the side by Kane. Blanchard, end of us. Blanchard's gonna hang on to this. Up to Pollen. Keaton Pollen working in through the zone. Can't stick handle through as Blanchard was hanging off the side of the net. Captain sending that one all the way down, but they're going to call it offside before it goes to icing. That's a win in the books of the Warriors. So they split the difference, and they're going to have a face-off at center ice with 5:40 left to go. Popovic working across the blue line. Now he goes hard into the corner. Medeo steals that one away. Medeo behind the net. Gets taken down from behind. Still working on it. Clock is not running again, and the Lafayette fans are going crazy. They finally start that one up. It's been a long day for those Volunteers here at this Foothills Fright Fest tournament. Give them where it's due. They've been working hard. If it was the opposite direction, I'd be screaming right now, though. Medeo comes across the blue line, and I believe, wait, I just rewind a little bit. Yeah, it's the same as last time. They're offside. We will all learn together, folks, whether you are on the ice caps of Greenland or you are surfing in Chile right now. We are here in Little as your Warriors are trailing 2-1 with 5:12 left to go here in the third game of this Foothills Fright Fest tournament for them. We got tomorrow off, so nothing to hold back for as Grimberg rips one in. Bouncing, puck loose in front. Popovic couldn't get to it, it's still loose. Grimberg brings Popovic in, puck kicks out to Lafayette. They can't get it out of the zone, held in. Tipped in front, Haviland going after it. Trying to angle a player off out to the blue line. They're going to call that onside. I'd say that was offside, but you know what? We'll take it. Held in. Neese ahead of him. Kyler Neese out to the point. Shot comes in by Captain in front. Haviland to front. And yes! It happened! They finally make it work. Great passing in front. They tie this one up. 4:25 left to go in the third. And Eli Brunette makes it 2-2. Neesford and Haviland still out there. They're going to build on this momentum. Haviland chasing it into the offensive zone. They spin back off the boards. Lafayette clearing their zone ice, and then knocked into McGowan. He's inside his blue line. Graham McGowan stick handling through, just loses it off the tip of his stick, and it's turned around. 2-on-1. The other going to be an offside as Lafayette comes in a little bit hot. They got excited. I couldn't expect anything less as we are all on our feet here at Ice Ranch. We're not at Ice Ranch, we're at Edge. That's how excited I am. I don't even know where I am anymore, folks. 4 minutes left to go, and Harry's off in outer space. looking to join our astronauts on the space station. We're not coming home till March, but we're up there watching the OTT cross the blue line. Back to Fredette, tipped in. Haviland in behind the net. Tied up with the Lafayette player up against the boards. Fredette looking to join him up off the boards. Not all the way out. Haviland with a swipe. Out to Lafayette at center. Being chased down. Catching an edge there at center was Nice. Kolchevsky back in behind his own. Broken up there by Haviland. He's going the other side. Stick handled away and then back to the other side. Haviland bumps up against the boards and feeds it up the blue line and nobody there to help. That was outside the blue line. They're going to whistle that one down offside. And we've ticked almost another minute off as a couple of players are tied up on the ground. They're going to give them both penalties. That should be a misconduct right there. There are two players tangled up and pushing and shoving on the ice. I mean, it has not been a dirty game. It hasn't been a rough game. I wouldn't give it to him. Oh no, they're just taking it outside. I thought he pointed and said he did the pointing two thumbs. But maybe he was just pointing like I do. Who loves ice cream? Not this guy. Blanchard inside. We talked about that when I said Tiger, and Tiger ice cream hasn't been a thing since the 80s. For long-time viewers. Galergis at the blue line. Blanchard tipping it. That one's going to be another offside. Down to 2:50 left to go. Tied up at 2. Galergis, Blanchard. Paulin back to Kolchevsky. Blipping that one in deep as he's out there with Nick Foster on D. The last 3 minutes are ticking off the clock in this third period. Tie game, Lafayette and the Warriors. Nick in deep to Brady. Blanchard in a battle up against the boards with a couple of players. Brady Blanchard keeping this one in tight. In his stick, Paulin helping out to the point, but there's a Lafayette player between him and Captain. That takes that one away. All the way in deep, Grimberg behind his net, picked off and away by Grimace. Grimberg out to center, off the skates of Paulin, tap back to Paulin, into the skates of Medeo. Drop pass, shot, and it's saved, but the rebound is loose. Medeo in the corner, around the boards, going after it as Paulin into the corner. Player holds up and hits him, doesn't even look for the puck. They both go down. Medeo has it now, working his way out. Centering pass, oh, great shot there by Paulin. Pad saved by the goalie. Lafayette sends that with the length of the ice and they wave off icing. I didn't see how that got tagged up on. And it back out, but not clear of the zone. Lafayette stepping in. They still control it inside the Warriors zone, passing across. Off the blue line, shot in front, loose. Taking it around the net. 5-on-5 continues with 1:21 left to go here. Out to Captain. Coming out of Brandon Captain. So drops it at the blue line. That's what we're going to call it. And Medeo gets banged up against the boards in front of the Lafayette net. Now it's 1-on-2 the opposite direction, coming back at the back checkers. Can't fire that one through. Captain stops it. Popovic sends it back outside the blue line. Final minute of play here in the third period, and I did not see what happened behind the play. There's a Lafayette player down. Looks to be okay. No hands are in the air. Refs are now discussing the situation. Must have been a coincidental contact of some sort. As a player gets up, his Pop went over and gave him a tap and looked to apologize there. Whistle blows, 55 seconds left. Face off just outside the Warriors zone. We're all tied up at 2s. Third period action here at the edge. Tied up by Foster, out back to McGowan. Pop around the boards. Van Winkle cycling to the other side, off the boards to Medeo. Can't reach it, and the Lafayette Locomotive keep it in. Out to Popovic, they get it clear of the blue line. Locomotive have to wait to get back on side to get this one in. They do that, and then the Warriors send it all the way down. They wave off icing as a perfect puck is placed. Talking about some curling, that shot was in the house, button draw, and Van Winkle's keeping it into the blue line. Foster gets knocked down. Madeo circling. He gets tripped up. How is that not a tripping call? Madeo hung up behind there. McGowan steps in on his man and picked up by Van Winkle with 1 second left to go. We're going to end this one in a tie. I think we just play to a tie, right? And a points for, points against, penalty minutes for, whoever's hair is longer, whose ever dad is a better dad. I mean, that is what it's going to come down to. Who has the better dads on this team? Do we have better dads? Does Lafayette have better dads? Warriors just won the championship! Oh wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself on those tiebreakers, sorry. What happened here, folks, is the Warriors came back from a 2-1 deficit. They tied it up. We end this one in a tie. We are going to take tomorrow off. We're back on the ice Sunday morning. And all the math that I'm not good at, we are going to work our way into the finals, hopefully on Sunday afternoon. Until then, it's been a fun Friday night. Thanks for kicking it with us here at The Edge. On behalf of all the people at the OTT Sports Network and all those fans that are waving in the stands, I'm Harry Haviland, signing out.